these are the 11 books that kind of changed a lot of things this year for me. This is a very cute looking and a bright book. The cover of this, the color of this is what got my attention to this book in this year. If you ask me, these are the most underrated books. I wish I had read this book in my 20s. Personally, what it has done, it has helped me to start respecting the whole idea of financial independence. The other reason for me to share this video and make this video for you all is to help you rekindle your relationship with books. December is here and we are all in that mode of let's look back how the year was and let's look forward how the year can be, the new year. 2024 for me was very interesting. It was the year where I had to take some difficult decisions, and one of them was to get started with my content creation pursuit with the Unfold Learning podcast with you all. And today in this episode, I'm going to share with you the sources for this chapter of my life in this particular year. What really encouraged me, what really pushed me and compelled me to start my content creation journey with you all. And you know what these sources are? Essentially, these sources are these 11 books. The other reason for me to share this video and make this video for you all is to help you rekindle your relationship with books. And by the way, I'm a bit of an old school with my reading. No screens, no Kindles, no PDFs, just pure old school turn the page reading. Let me know how you prefer reading. Are you the digital one or the old school way like me? Here I have my 11 books that I've read through the year 2024, and like I said before, in many ways each of these books have contributed in my own development and growth, and in a big way have contributed to the content that I've brought to you all. So let's start with the first one. So the first up is this book. This book is The Tribe of Mentors. This is written by Timothy Ferriss. This book was actually a gift to me, which was given to me by my global boss back in 2021. And I'll be honest with you, it was kept as it is on the shelf. The reason? Look at the size of the book. I refused. But very interestingly, I picked this book this year, and what a work, what a book I was missing out on. Well, this book, what the author has done, the author has identified about 100 leaders, role models across the globe, across the countries, and he drafted set of questions which he emailed to each of these leaders or individuals and got responses on. And the questions were, what is your favorite failure? If you had $100, what did you spend it with? When you read the responses from people, and these are people who you and I really look up to in some shape or form across different spheres of life. In summary, what you're holding on to is actually a plethora of wisdom by different people, which brings in different perspectives and essentially personally helped me to understand how do you really navigate your life through different situations, good, bad, ugly. Let's get on to the next one. Well, this is a very cute looking and a bright book. The cover of this, the color of this is what got my attention to this book in this year. And this book is The 1,000+ Little Things Happy Successful People Do Differently by Marc and Angel Chernoff. The interesting part about this book was when I opened this up, it had like different aspects of life in terms of how do you really leverage your strength, how do you set your goals, how do you face difficult times, how can you be really happy. And what it does is it doesn't give you a lot of history, geography and science. It just gives you things to do. 5 things, 10 things, 12 things, 12 questions to ask, 10 things to do, 10 things to not do. If you're looking for something that will be a quick catalyst to boost your energy, to boost positivity within you, I think this is a fantastic book. The reason why I wanted this book for myself was one, as I set my morning routines, I wanted to start off on a note where I'm not thinking about life's nitty gritties, but I'm starting on a note with a positive perspective, which is quick, which is prompt and precise. And I have used this book to a great extent in creating a lot of short contents that you would have seen at Unfold Learning podcast. So if you like this book, definitely go for it. I would recommend it for all, especially for those who are actually wanting to start or have a meaningful start to their mornings. Let's get to the third book. I don't think I have to introduce this book. I assume a lot of you have read this or are aware of this book. This is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The title is what got me hooked to this book, by Marc Manson. Well, the way he writes is amazing. It's different. It's thought provoking in many ways. I had this book for a long time, and I think, if I recall correctly, I hadn't read this for about 2 years or 3 years that I had this book. It was last December when I picked this up, and this book holds a special place in my heart because this was the book which kind of pushed me and compelled me to start my content creation journey with the Unfold Learning podcast. I think the chapter that I picked up from this book, which called out that, it's okay for you to be normal, kind of stayed with me. And the way it challenges the conventional thought process and helps you to think through the stereotypes makes it one of my favorites for sure. The next one, again, it was a gift that I had gotten from one of my professional mentor and sponsor. He was a very, very senior leader. And I think this book I got the last year, the beginning of the last year, The Age of AI and How It Is Upon Us. If you're someone who is trying to make sense of the geopolitics, the modern advancement that is taking place, and we all know AI is there, how do you really understand it better? And the best part for me in this book was actually about the correlation between artificial intelligence and the human identity. I think I loved that chapter. By the way, I created an episode out of it as well, the humans and the AI. Do go check it out and let me know what you think. But definitely, if you're interested in AI, if you're interested how AI is going to take place in the future, how it will impact the role of human identity, your own identity, I think this is the book to go to. As I am talking and sharing about these books, please note that this episode, this video is in no way sponsored. These are my personal collections that I have engaged, immersed, and experienced this year. My intent to share these with you is to give you my reasoning for picking up these books, but also, like I said before, to rekindle that spirit of reading again for you all as a habit. Let's switch on to the next book. Again, a book which probably doesn't require a lot of introduction. This is The Psychology of Money, and this is a book written by Marc and Housel. Amazing. I think I wish I had read this book in my 20s, because this has got insights which pushes you to think about money from a different perspective. And at least for me personally, what it has done, it has helped me to start respecting the whole idea of financial independence and valuing money and making money out of the money that you have. So it's a very, very interesting book. It's an amazing book. It's a simple read. Anybody and everybody who is in their 20s, a must recommend book. You will not realize the value that this book holds, because place that I come from, the conditioning that I come from, and especially in India, we are not really taught about things like relationship. That's a different thing, but also money, right? Money is way beyond having a good job, having a good education, having a good degree, and this is going to help you in many ways. So let's get to these three books. Well, these are the three books. I hope it's focusing well. The decision book, the collaboration book, and the question book. Well, these are by, pardon me for the pronunciations, but this is Mikael, Krogerus, and Roman Tschäppeler. If you ask me, these are the most underrated books. If you know me and if you would have seen my content, I like to break down a particular aspect into different parts and give some sort of a thinking framework, right? Because at the end of the day, it is our cognitive ability that kind of impacts our actions, beliefs, feelings, etc. Now, that's what these three books do wonderfully well. The decision book, there are a lot of decisions that we take in our lives, a lot of dichotomies that we face between multiple decisions. This gives you set of frameworks, more than 50 frameworks to think through. The question book. Well, I would recommend this book, especially during this time. If this time you are wanting to reflect back into how your year was and you're in lookout for some guiding questions, go for this book. It has got some guiding questions. This is also a book which you can use in the form of a workbook. It has got templates, a definite way to reflect meaningfully and purposefully. And the last one, the collaboration book. Well, we all work with teams, we all have teams, we manage people, people work with us, we get managed by others, and collaboration is something that we keep hearing as that term again and again. Collaboration is a skill that could be built and it is fostered. You can actually have frameworks that are designed that will help you to understand the science behind working together and the actions and the conditions that are required to build it. So if you really want to build a team, you're serious about being that manager or that leader who values collaboration, don't miss out on this book. Okay, we have got three more books left. The next one is, yes, this was again one of my favorites, What Everybody Is Saying by Joe Navarro, who is an ex-FBI agent, and he very well decodes the behaviors from the signals of our body, the face, the way we position ourselves, the gestures that we use, and helps you to understand the body language of yourself and others. A fantastic book. Have created about 3-part series on communication and how to use your body language. You can check out my previous videos. And this is something that I recommend to everybody, irrespective of the spheres that you are in. This will help you to evolve as an individual and understand people and others better. Well, the next one, well, this has been a new edition. This is Manifest, and this is by Roxie Nafousi. And this is something, I'll be honest with you, I've not read completely, but I've started. What really stood out to me about this book is it really helps you understand manifestation in a very methodical way. Quite often, things like gratitude, manifest, the techniques of manifestation like visualization, etc., people don't really know about it. It's more of a hearsay, and then eventually it gets trivialized in a big way. But this book gives you the 7 steps, and when you will open this book, it has some examples and it has got some templates to write onto, right? So it's a really step by step guide that helps you to understand manifestation and, most importantly, practice manifestation. Well, my intent is to create content out of this particular book, and hopefully I will be up with it very soon and you'll be there on the other side to pick this up and learn from the same. The last one, and not the usual me. I think by now you would have realized that all the 10 books that I shared with you are non-fictional, right? So I prefer those books because that kind of resonates with the work that I do. But this is something that I picked up this year. To be honest, I just picked it up for 2 reasons. One, this was in a context of Japan. I really, really like that country. I hope to visit that country soon. It talks about a bookstore, a story in a bookstore, and it's a fictional book. And the cover was really encouraging. It kind of took me back to my childhood days, and it was pretty intriguing. It is Days at Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. And it's a brilliant, brilliant book. If you are interested in something fictional, it has got two parts. I have finished this. I have to get the other one, but this is a fantastic before the bed reading, and it's a kind of a tale, and the way it is written, it's simple, and it actually makes you visualize the setup, the setting, the context. While I was reading, I was actually thinking that I am on the streets of Japan, the old Japan that has been illustrated in this book. Brilliant book, an easy book. If you want to get started, you can pick this up, and I am 100% sure that you will love it. So, I don't know if I'll be able to pull all of these. These are the 11 books that kind of changed a lot of things this year for me. And hopefully, I'll be able to add on some more and bring those to life with you all as well. Please do let me know which of these books you have read and you have liked. Any of these resonated with you, or anything else that you would want to recommend me for the new year basis the books that I've shared with you. Now, here's the thing: reading isn't just a hobby, it's a way to grow, to reflect, and to escape when you need it the most. If you haven't picked up a book in a while, December is the perfect time to start. Forget the screens. Go old school. Feel the pages. Smell the paper. And before you go, do drop in a comment of your favorite read from 2024 and the books that you're looking forward to in 2025. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and share. It is actually one of the actions from you all that encourages me to probably be in relentless pursuit of this content creation journey at the Unfold Learning podcast. Well, I'm going to see you next with the last video for the year next week. Till that time, keep unlearning, keep learning, keep growing, keep evolving. This is your host, Kostov, at the Unfold Learning podcast. Thank you for being there.